Howdy folks, and welcome to another Taste of Gameplay video, this time for the American Tier 6 Tech Tree aircraft carrier, the USS Ranger. As always, these videos are designed to give you a sample of the gameplay of the ship, not to be an exhaustive analysis. I recommend the Wargaming Wiki or other content creators. So, just in case you guys are getting spoiled with some of my excellent gameplay recently, let's return to form with a decidedly mediocre game for me in the USS Ranger. So I decided to play the Ranger. Again, this is one of these ships I don't know if I've ever played before, but I was playing in a game with a Ranger, and once again, I experienced this phenomenon that I'm sure you've all experienced, where the Ranger takes citadels from even the lowest caliber HE, and I was like, what is it like to play this ship? I see so many Rangers. Why? Is there something really great about it? And the short answer, just so I don't bury the lead, is no. This is a bog standard aircraft carrier. It is kind of the training aircraft carrier, maybe. No, I guess I wouldn't say that. Those are the British aircraft carriers. This is just like the absolute essence of World of Warships aircraft carrier. Nothing more, nothing less. It is extremely fragile. It has very few secondaries, and they're certainly not worth using. So you need to keep it away from all the enemy ships. It has HE rockets, HE bombs. It has torpedoes. None of them are particularly bad. None of them are particularly great, which makes it kind of difficult to make a video about. I don't think it's a bad ship, but there's just really nothing special about it. I'm struggling to even come up with adjectives. I think I'm going to play reasonably well. I'm going to do my standard thing, which is to help my team spot destroyers and take care of them first, and then try and get in some damage on the bigger ships. I'm going to miss a bunch of torpedoes because I'm not used to them. They actually move relatively fast, especially for tier 6, so I guess that's a good thing. I'm going to stay far away from combat. There's just there's no gimmicks about the Ranger. You know, it's not like the Graf Zeppelin where it has amazing secondaries. It's not like the Hornet where it's got these special bombers that happen every now and then. There's just nothing good or really bad about the Ranger. So I was thinking, well, what do I talk about to make this video interesting? I think one thing that we can talk about is the interaction between like PR and XP and the way ships work in the game. I've mentioned this a few times, but I think this is another opportunity to talk about it because, among other things, I'm going to have a really what I consider mediocre game in this ship. I'm going to get something like 35,000 damage, which is not really very good. I'm not going to get any kills. However, I am going to get 70,000 spotting damage, which is pretty good. And Wargaming, to their credit, and I think this is a good thing, they made a change a while back where spotting damage factors heavily into your base XP. And so I'm going to do all right in terms of base XP. Again, I wouldn't say like world beating, but I think I'm going to end up with like 1450 base XP. I'm still going to be in the bottom half of the table, but that base XP is going to get me a 1 badge today in the Ranger. And as I'm playing this game, especially if you're a more experienced player, you might ask yourself, does this feel like a 1 badge kind of game? I mean, and for me, the answer is definitely no. I mean, this is a really mediocre showing from me in the Ranger. I don't think I make any obvious mistakes, but I also don't think I really do anything particularly special. And that's a top 5% performance. And so that's just interesting to explore, right? Like, what does that mean? So I went over to WoW's numbers, which I've talked about many times. WoW's numbers is focused around personal rating. Now, my personal rating for this game is actually not amazing. I wouldn't say it's bad because we won the game and I did okay damage, but it's actually pretty much just straight up and down average. I think my PR in this game was about 1400, which again is not terrible, but not good. It's pretty much dead average. I think literally average is 1500. So basically this is a very average game according to WoW's numbers. But I looked at the Ranger, and the first thing you notice about the Ranger is there's there's 1.8 million played games in the Ranger, and that's a lot. And of course, there's lots of reasons for that. It's a tech tree ship. It's a mid-tier ship. It's been in the game forever. But still, that's a lot. And I was asking myself, why? Why are there 1.8 million plays in the Ranger? I can't imagine it's because the Ranger is so good that people just keep coming back to it because it's amazing. And I don't know the answer, but it kind of serves as a reminder that there's kind of several parallel universes of World of Warships. And I don't know which one you are in, dear viewer, and it doesn't matter to me. I hope all people get equally useful things out of these views. But it has become clear to me that there's different groups of people that play this game. There's a certain group of people that I would include myself in who are above average at the game, and playing well is of interest to them. They typically don't have as much interest in the historical aspect to the game. Like, I would put, for example, Potato Quality, the YouTuber, in this category. I mean, he's talked about how he didn't really come to the game because he has any particular interest in, like, the military. He wasn't in the military. But there is other universes of people that play the game. And one universe of people that play the game, and I know this, even though I don't interact with, too many of them. I'm in a clan. I don't play in the clan a ton, but, the people in the clan are mostly in the category I just described. They're sort of, I don't know, I guess what I would charitably call the tryharders, right? People trying to win the game. But there's another category of people that just play this game for fun, like just as a kind of lazy Sunday experience. And some of those people are interested in the military history aspect of it. And I think for those people, and maybe somebody can comment in the comments, it's just fun to play the Ranger because it's a real ship. It's an American ship. And I know a lot of players are American. Maybe some of them were even in the military, right? And it's just fun to get in the Ranger and see these little American symbols on the plane and just play the Ranger. And some of them play the Ranger over and over again. I went to WoW's numbers and I sorted by most played. And there are at least 2 players with 4,000 battles just in the Ranger. There's one guy with 2,000, again, and I'm not, this is not about shaming anybody, right? I mean, I hope this guy's having a great time and enjoying his gaming experience, but he's got 2,350 games in the Ranger and he's got a 46% win rate, which is not good. And the overall Ranger, like in all time in those 1.8 million games, has something like a 48 or 49% win rate, which again is not good. And remember, that doesn't count people that don't submit their stats to WoW's numbers, which is honestly probably most players. So what's my point? My point is, like, there is a parallel universe, especially in these lower medium tiers of players that are just playing for fun. I wouldn't say they're not trying to win. I hope they are trying to win in a way, but they're not playing the Ranger because it's really great. They're playing the Ranger because it's free, because it's a medium tier experience, and because they've heard of it. They know what the Ranger is in real life, and they want to play an American ship, maybe because they're American, and that's it. That's the experience that they're looking for. And, it's one of the, I mean, we like to make fun of free-to-play games, but it's one of the good things about a free-to-play game. I mean, you can play this game for free. I have invested some money into the game. Not as much as some people, but probably a lot more than others. But some people just don't, right? They play this game for free. And that's great. I mean, that's great that they can do that, right? World of Warships doesn't ask much of your computer, so you don't need like a big old beefy gaming rig. The visuals are impressive and fun. The gameplay is interesting and exciting, and it's free. I mean, it's just totally free if you want it to be free. So yeah, I don't really know, I guess, what my point is with all that. It's just a reminder, as much to myself as anybody else, that there's a lot of people playing the game for a lot of different reasons, and not all of them are out to buy, the latest Hawaii or Aki and dominate tier 10 and play clan battles and all that. Some of them just want to play the Ranger and drop planes on people. I would say to those folks that even if you don't want to spend money in the game, I feel like there's better aircraft carriers than the Ranger. I mean, for example, I think the Bjarn at tier 6 is just better. Now, the Bjarn costs doubloons, but there are ways. Yeah, there was recently an event in World of Warships where they let even free-to-play players farm up, like, I think, potentially as much as around 30,000 doubloons, though you did have to play every day for like 3 months to get that many. But anyway, my point is, you know, if you play long enough, you can eventually get enough doubloons for free to pick up a ship every now and then. And I would recommend the Bjarn. I think it's a really good ship. I think the Ark Royal is not bad. I think it's better than the Ranger in some ways. I think it's better at dealing with destroyers. I have a really high win rate from the old days in the Eric Lowenhart, which we'll get to at some point, but I think that's an aircraft carrier that's really good at dealing with destroyers. So, you know, I would say eventually, after 2,000 games in the Ranger, I would encourage even those players to consider trying something different. Again, I don't think the Ranger is bad exactly. It's just, as you improve your skills, I don't know that the Ranger is really going to grow with you. I think it's just a pretty kind of, oh, excuse me, a really, pretty much the definition of a mediocre ship. Of course, maybe I'm just mad because I can't aim these torpedoes. Don't at me. This is not my finest performance. But yeah, so welcome to my one badge game in the USS Ranger. 36,000 damage. I edited there. I did a cut because this game was, 17 minutes long, and I don't think you needed to watch us slowly chase this Serov and kill him. But yeah, I mean, I didn't not have fun in this game in the Ranger. I don't know how many times I would play the Ranger if I wasn't playing it for this video. But yeah, there's my one badge. Let's see what my XP was. I forget the exact amount. 1402, and I'm still in the bottom half of the table, but it's a one badge. So that tells you that 95% of the time people play less well than that. Anyway, that's it for this video, and I will see you guys in the next one.